It's just not good enough. It is just absolutely not good enough that that the organization is doing this.
Fever Nation, strap in, because the storm rolling through Indianapolis right now is unlike anything we've seen in the W. One off-the-cuff remark from team president Kelly Krauskopf just lit the fuse on a social media powder keg, and in a matter of hours, it is scorched clean through the fan base, the front office, and every group chat that so much as mentions the name Caitlin Clark.
Every single good thing that has happened to your organization is because of number 22 from Iowa.
Quick refresher. Krauskopf isn't some anonymous suit hiding in a skybox. She's the architect brought in to modernize the Indiana Fever's business and basketball ops. The resume is deep. USA basketball, league committees, a WNBA title ring from her earlier Fever tenure. But titles don't insulate you when you misread the room this badly.
All these people viewing these games, all these people showing up to your arena, they're showing up there for Caitlin Clark.
At what was supposed to be a feel-good community event, think handshake photos, grassroots optimism, Kelly dropped a line that made jaws bounce off hardwood.
Yes, we have a foundational player in Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have a real opportunity here.
Harmless corporate vision, right? Except the subtext many fans heard was Caitlin is just the first iPhone. Great, but replaceable. The logo comes first. In a league banking its entire 2025 attendance surge on Clark's gravitational pull, that sounded like sacrilege.
All these people viewing these games, all these people showing up to your arena, they're showing up there for Caitlin Clark.
Apple's stock price soars on brand aura, sure. But when the company lost Steve Jobs, innovation flatlined for years. Fans flipped that history lesson right back at Krauskopf. You don't get to brag about Apple and then pretend the genius in the turtleneck was just another employee. One viral reply nailed it. Apple without the iPhone is a logo with no soul. Fever without Caitlin is the same empty shell.
All these people viewing these games, all these people showing up to your arena, they're showing up there for Caitlin Clark.
Within minutes, clips of the quote ricocheted across X, TikTok, and Threads you didn't even know existed. Hashtag Fire Kelly and Brand Not Balloon trended regionally, then nationally. Clark stands, who account for a massive chunk of the Fever's record-shattering 2025 ticket revenue, began openly drafting boycott plans. No merch, no streams, no gate, until the front office issues a genuine apology.
This isn't the NFL. This is the WNBA. A star is going to take the Fever where the Fever want to go. And that star is Caitlin Clark. Kelly, you're talking about being a leading brand. You're talking about sustaining growth, sustaining the interest level in the franchise. You know how that happens? Is if Caitlin Clark stays in Indiana, is if Caitlin Clark is participating in an entertaining and exciting brand of basketball that doesn't take away and diminish her skill sets, that doesn't turn off fans that have been following her for the last 3 to 5 years.
And then things went nuclear. Sometime Friday afternoon, Krauskopf's long-standing X account vanished. Poof. Profiles once filled with community clinic snapshots now redirect to a 404 page. That digital disappearing act felt to angry fans like proof positive the boss didn't want smoke. She wanted silence. Unfortunately for her, all it did was pour gasoline on the fire.
Kelly Krauskopf, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you were perfectly fine when Fever fans were bending over, kissing your ass, applauding your decisions, you better stand here and take it when Fever fans are pissed off, upset, and are voicing their displeasures. If our voice mattered that much then, you best believe it matters that much now.
Let's talk numbers. Since Clark laced up in Indy, local TV ratings have tripled. Merchandise sales have spiked 480%. And the Fever moved from league afterthought to appointment viewing, often outrating MLB regular season games in overlapping markets. Every analytic screams the same thing. Caitlyn equals cash. So when the president sounds indifferent, or worse, dismissive, people read it as, thanks for the revenue, we'll take it from here. That's the textbook definition of biting the hand that feeds.
We have a real opportunity.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have any opportunity. You have one opportunity. And her first initial is C and her second initial is C.
Chicago in the 90s understood the assignment. Lean into MJ. Don't dilute him. The Bulls multiplied Jordan's aura into a global empire precisely because they never pretended he was interchangeable.
But if you've got Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, the brand is going to build itself naturally.
The Fever have the same once-in-a-generation magnet, yet opted to stress brand over superstar. History and basic marketing says that's a losing gambit.
I don't think Kelly Krauskopf understands that. And the latest video that is surfacing, floating around, being consumed by Fever fans across the globe, because this is an international superstar they have on their hands. This may have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
Inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse, everyone insists harmony reigns. Clark herself gave a diplomatic no comment, and players like Kelsey Mitchell dutifully echoed, "We believe in our president." But body language tells its own story. Post-game in Atlanta, Clark walks straight past cameras, earbuds in, eyes forward. The classic athlete's silent protest. Meanwhile, Fever veterans privately wonder why the front office is poking the franchise golden goose with a stick.
But boy, if you piss off this fan base and Caitlin Clark leaves, it's lights out.
What happens if this doesn't cool off? Scenario 1. Kelly apologizes, clarifies that enduring brand means built around Clark, not in spite of her, and everyone cools down by All-Star Weekend. Scenario 2. Pride prevails, the quote morphs into a season-long meme, and every road arena starts chanting Apple whenever Clark torches the scoreboard. At that point, the Fever risk becoming the villains in their own Hollywood script.
You cannot push aside your greatest assets, sideline them. You cannot, you can't take the spotlight off of them.
Clark is under rookie scale control for 4 seasons, but NIL-era athletes hold unprecedented leverage. A trade request, even whispered, would send ticket offices across the country into bidding war mode. Las Vegas? Phoenix? LA? They'd mortgage half the roster tomorrow. And if she did force a move, insiders estimate Fever TV viewership would crater by 60% overnight. That's not hyperbole, that's line item revenue leaking straight out the door.
You could replace Caitlin Clark with the second biggest star in the WNBA, which is Angel Reese, and your viewership would tank by 70%. You could replace Caitlin Clark with the third biggest draw in the WNBA, Paige Beckers, and your viewership would still tank by 60%, while whichever team she goes to's viewership doubles and triples.
Zoom out, and this looks less like a slip of the tongue and more like an ongoing turf war. Old guard execs want control of the narrative. They drafted Clark, they hired Christy Sides, they built the sponsorship deck. The fan base, empowered by modern social media, counters with, "We're the reason anyone's buying season tickets at all." In 2025, community voice can topple CEOs. Just ask Bud Light.
You're going to be regulated back to the days of drawing 4,000 in attendance. You're being warned by the fan base right now.
The Fever must decide which hill they're willing to die on. Embrace the superstar and accept being Caitlyn's team for the next decade, or double down on corporate branding and hope casual viewers stick around once the novelty fades. Spoiler, sports history says star power wins 10 times out of 10.
It seems like the only organization that doesn't want to build around Caitlin Clark is the organization she's currently at.
So here's where you, the viewer, the fan, the ticket buyer, come in. Does Krauskopf deserve the axe, or is a mea culpa enough? Do you boycott or show up in Clark jerseys and let your cheers drown out the front office missteps? Drop your verdict below. And if you're riding with us for every twist of this saga, smash that subscribe, turn on notifications, and buckle up. Because until Indiana either kisses the ring or torches the bridge, this drama is far from over. And we'll be right here, breaking every angle down in real time. Remember, in pro sports, perception is sometimes louder than points per game. The Fever just learned that the hard way. The question now isn't whether the brand can outgrow Caitlin Clark. It's whether the brand will still exist if she decides it shouldn't. Stay tuned. The next move, Indiana, is yours.